Hi guys, welcome back to another Colorful Keto with Dory, and it's Monday, so we are doing Mondays are MUK'd, Mermaid Keto Mondays. So let's go with Keto Warrior Wende. I'm so excited. It's kind of a weird Monday because it's a holiday Monday, but you know what? We're still here. It's Monday, and we're ready to chat the real keto with you guys today. I'm super excited. And happy holiday Monday to you if you have the day off. I hope that you're spending it with your family. We're gardening today, so hence the up hair. When I'm done, we're going right back to the garden today. Hello, Mariah. Hello on Instagram. We're just adding Wende, and we're going to get started right away. We have some really, really good topics to talk about today. We're going to start with the I don't wanna. I know I need to eliminate things from my diet to be healthy, but I just don't wanna. Okay, so it still says that we're adding Wende, so let's turn up our music and dance a little bit while we wait, because why not? I still feel like having fun. I don't know about you guys. Because it's Monday. And hopefully Wende will join in right away. If not, I'll cancel that request and send it again. Miss Nicole! Now let's send another one because that one rejected. Let's go again. And then we'll get Wende, and I'm excited to chat with her. We need our motivation on Mondays. It is certainly hard to start out the beginning of any new week. So I'm super, super excited to hang out with our Wende and chat about some really, really good, important topics. And I really hope that if you guys have any questions, that you post them and we can cover your questions again as well today. Hello, Kim. Hello, Ellie. Yeah, I know. I hate being rejected too, right? Like, I sent her this, this lovely invitation to join me, and then nothing. So it says that we're waiting. So we'll see. I'll quick send Wende a message and ask her if she knows why it's not going through. Because I can cancel this one and have her send the invite as well. So let's maybe do that. And we'll see what's going on. Sup, girl? And then, oh, there we go. We got a new one. I'll accept hers. See, there's no failure here. We will not be ruled by technology. Okay, and it's going to let me click on it this time, because if you were watching on the Facebook, you could see I'm like touching it over and over again. I'm touching it in all the good ways, just saying. And I think it's connecting with Wende. What? Are we connecting? Connecting? I don't know. What is going on? Let's see. Oh, yay, let's try this again. Woohoo! Oh, dang it. We're like having all the good time today. It's Monday. Even if it's a holiday, it is still Monday. And you know what? Technically, all days are the same. Okay, so she's going to reboot her phone and see if she can reconnect. If not, if worse comes to worse, we'll pop out and pop back in and see. So I'm going to send her one more and see if it comes. For some reason, it just won't connect. All of the systems are updating this weekend too, I noticed. Everyone seems to be getting the updates on their phone, their iPads, all of that. So I'm going to give her a thumbs up and just give her a minute to reboot. Have a little sip of my coffee, and we'll see if you guys have any questions that you want to type in while we're getting started. Oh yes, every day is a Monday, girl. Every day, Ellie. Every day is a Monday. I don't work outside of the home. I'm a care aide, and I do this with you guys. So it doesn't really matter what day of the week it is. They're all the same to Dory. If it's a Tuesday, or if it's a Thursday, or if it's a Saturday, they're all the same day to Dory. Okay, so Wende is just rebooting. We're just going to give her a second to do that, because there's no point in popping out and popping back in if we can just wait for her, because you know what? I know how to chat up a couple minutes. Oh, hello, Jen. It's nice to see you, too. And confessions, it doesn't show me your whole title. I do know I've seen you in my feed before, but I can't remember what the whole title is on that one. So I'm curious, did you guys get the weekend off? Thumbs up if you got to have the weekend off. You know, send me hearts if you had to work. I'm just curious who got to work and who got to stay home. We were building in our garden today and getting everything all ready to plant, and I'm very excited. We're going to have a huge garden this year. Cucumbers, lots of tomatoes. I'm going to plant lots of garlic today, so I'm super excited about that. Okay, it says it won't let her, but let's send a new one and see if it will work this time. Let's try it. We'll give that a shot, and if not, we'll back out and try it again. Yay! I knew we could do it. I knew I could just chat until you got here. I knew I was smooth like that. What?
Smooth like crunchy peanut butter. That's you.
That is me. There's actually a hashtag, guys. If you're ever looking for some of my smoother movements, hashtag smooth like crunchy peanut butter. It's a thing.
Apparently our technology is smooth like crunchy peanut butter tonight.
Oh, it's Monday. It's Monday everywhere, girl.
Okay, so before we start, we already have a question.
Oh, excellent.
And I'm going to throw it at you because you have been dealing with this.
Okay.
For intermittent fasting, will Bulletproof coffee break it? I see people say 50 calories break it, but my butter in there will break it. I'm so confused.
Okay, so for this one, I'm going to say Dr. Ken Berry has an awesome video. Now, for me, there's different schools of thought on this one. I based my theory on fasting and the fasting bombs that I created on what Dr. Ken said. Now, according to Dr. Ken's opinion, it will not break your fast in a meaningful way. So it will spike your blood sugar, but it will not break your fast if you omit these things: sweetener, any sweet flavors, and anything with protein. So as long as it's just fat, it will not break your fast. So you can have your whipping cream if you want. It's a very small amount of protein per tablespoon. So as long as you're not putting more than a tablespoon, you can have your butter, you can have your ghee, you can have your coconut oil, all of those things. Just no protein and no sweetener.
And the other thing is that anything that causes you to chew. So if you put like salt in your mouth and you chew it, that will stimulate the hunger, and you don't want that either. So you don't want to be chewing.
And that's why their fast bomb melts, because just the action of chewing. And I'll tell you guys a funny. We watched that video about Dr. Ken. The very next day, Nancy had mixed her electrolyte drink with her normal salt like she normally would, and she was having a sip, and she said, "Dory, just the smallest piece of salt caught in between my teeth." And before I was even thinking it, I was chewing it, and 2 chews, and I instantly had a hunger pain. Instantly. She's like, I stopped immediately. I spit out the piece of salt, and I continued drinking my water. So that means gum too, guys. That means sugar-free gum. If you're chewing, you're activating your stomach. You're telling your stomach you're going to feed it. You're waking up all of those hormones. You're getting your digestion going. So that is going to break your fast as well. So I hate to be like the meanie, but no gum.
And Jenny is also asking how many cups of Bulletproof coffee can she have?
Okay.
I know this is your favorite subject, Dory, so go for it.
This is honestly my favorite subject, because the average person, for what they eat in their macros, can have 1 a day. It's a meal replacement. It's meant to be instead of breakfast. It's meant to extend your window from when you wake up in the morning to not be hungry until afternoon. So ideally only 1. But for me, because of my bariatric surgery, I eat a smaller quantity of food. I need a higher amount of fat. I consume additional Bulletproof coffee in a day to get my higher fat. So it really depends on what your goals are too. If you have serious weight loss goals, I would say skip the Bulletproof coffee altogether. Be hungry, eat a nutrient meal, and don't have the extra fat. I'm going to say this, and a lot of people are not going to love me for this one. Bulletproof coffee is awesome if you're in maintenance mode. Bulletproof coffee is awesome if you're a bariatric patient. Bulletproof coffee is not your best friend if you are just regular, everyday Keto Joe. It's too much fat. It's too much fat because everybody thinks, oh, it's Bulletproof, I can have it. I can have like 4, right? Like every time I have a coffee, it can be Bulletproof. So there's 3 tablespoons of fat, sometimes more, per coffee. You're eating 3 or 4 a day. You don't really realize you're eating that much. So honestly, it's not a staple for everybody. Nancy's her dirty word.
Hi, Nancy.
Oh, it's the dirty word at Nancy's house. Like, as soon as somebody says I'm stalling what's going on, every single time their first answer is, well, I have a Bulletproof coffee in the morning, and then I'm not hungry, and then I don't feel like eating, and that's half the problem. You're getting all your fat, you're not eating nutrient food. So, sadly, they're not for everybody. I indulge in them, but because I need that extra fat quantity of food.
Okay, so the first thing we were going to talk about tonight, and Dory, I know you already mentioned it, we were having all of our technical difficulties,
yes,
is the I don't want us. So I have a meme here that I'm going to read to you, and it says, I need to lose weight. I know how to lose weight, but I don't want to do the things I need to do to lose the weight, but I still want to lose the weight. Right. You get me?
Right?
Does anybody relate to this?
Hearts.
Anybody relate to me? I don't want to do this.
I don't want to. Do you know what I used to say when I was big? I used to say, you know what? I would do anything to be thin except for diet or exercise. I don't want to do those things. But anything else, if you could like find something else where I could like eat Doritos all day long and then just be thin, I'll do that. I'm in for that.
Absolutely. You know what? I had a whole week last week of listening to I don't wanna. I heard Dory tell me that she didn't want to cut out dairy. I had my friend Marilyn tell me, but I don't want to stop eating cheese. I had my friend Heather say, but I don't want to eat salt. I don't care about your I don't want it.
I don't care if you want it.
You need to do for good health, guys. And if you're asking me, I'm telling you, you gotta do them. Whether you want it or not, totally irrelevant. It's irrelevant. If you're going to come to us and you're going to ask us for advice, we're going to give you the advice.
You might not want to.
We don't want to hear about how you don't want it. You're coming to us because you want it, even if you don't want it.
Well, and that's the key, guys. Like, I want to tell you guys, after we got offline last Monday, it was last Monday, so exactly a week today, I said to Wendy, I really, honestly, I've known for almost a month that I need to cut dairy. I know it. I'm stuffy. You guys can hear it. I've had a cold for 3 months. That's not a cold. That's dairy. I know it. I'm not stupid. But I was like, but I just don't really want to. So last Monday, I'm telling Wendy, yeah, I think I need to cut dairy. And she goes, so you're going to do that tomorrow, right? I'm like, well, you know, I don't have all the things I need in the cupboard, and I would need to go shopping, and I've got me a big old block of cheese I'd like to eat on first, so I think Monday. And she's like, yeah, those are pretty lame excuses. I'm like, oh, those are the best excuses. I just came up with those off the top of my head, and they were awesome. Shame on you. They were the best excuses. And I won't lie, I was kind of pissy when I got off the phone. And in the morning, you know what I did?
No. You weren't kind of pissy. You were crying.
Okay.
You had tears running down your face because you were so mad at me.
Whatever.
I know.
I could start Monday. You don't know. Mondays happen sometimes. I could have my whole week if I don't want to, and I could eat all the things that I shouldn't eat because I can binge on them because I'm never going to have them. You're not the boss of me.
That's right. That's what I said. You just go right ahead and I don't want to.
But you know what? I woke up Tuesday morning and I didn't have any dairy. And today is day 6 of not having any dairy. So I didn't wanna, and I spent one day in I don't wanna, and then I spent one day in super salty, because I was like, I'm gonna do it, but I don't like it. And you can't make me like it. I'm gonna do it anyways, but I don't have to like it.
So when I gave up dairy, because my husband had cancer, and dairy is very inflammatory to cancer, and oncologists, they will tell you that's one of the first ingredients to take out of your diet.
Yes.
So I was really, did I mention really resentful? Really resentful that I had to give up my cheese, because cheese was my thing.
Cheese is life. And I said that last week.
Sorry?
Cheese is life. I said that somewhere last week.
Yep, cheese is life. It's kind of like bacon now is life, but cheese is life. I was a cheese is life girl. I did not want to give up my cheese. I resented it like mad. And so the next part of our topic we're going to talk about, is a dairy detox real? So we're going to discuss that because this is where this conversation's going. So as I am being resentful, I'm also feeling like I was getting this really deep-rooted anger that was coming out of I didn't even know where, and I was mad, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm checking in with myself. No, it's not bipolar. No, it's not bipolar. No, it's not depression. No, it's not depression. Okay, what the hell is it? And just angrier and angrier. And then I got to the point where I was down to 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. That's all I had, and my weight was stalling. I'm like, I gave up my heavy whipping cream. 3 days later, I trip across an article talking about dairy detox, and I realized that I'm having all the symptoms that are in this particular article. And I went to my husband and I said, listen, I think I'm going through a dairy detox, and I don't know what's going to happen, but it might get ugly. And did it get ugly? Oh my goodness. The next day got so ugly. My husband never calls me out on my behavior. He called me names he's never called me before. I expect I won't hear those words ever again. And I turned and I called him some equally ugly names, and I walked in the house and I sat down on the couch and I cried for an hour and a half, and I wanted to crawl out of my skin. Because what happens is casein is a protein that's in milk, and casein turns into casomorphoids, which are opiates. And for people, it's exactly like taking heroin or morphine. It works on the exact same chemical pathway.
Yeah.
So people who are sensitive to this protein in milk end up having these dairy detoxes. And I'm going to let Dory pick up from here and talk about what her week has been like, because it's been interesting.
Okay, so I'm going to answer Michelle, and she's asking all forms of dairy, butter, cream cheese, all of it, girl. All of it. I'm gonna make all my stuff out of coconut milk and coconut cream and almond milk, but all of it. Although I'm gonna tell you, I have a new boyfriend. Oh my goodness, my new boyfriend is ghee. Now, I did not know that ghee was something awesome because he's really expensive, and I even was calling him G because I didn't know any better, and I say that because I'm Dory. But what I learned last week when I went out and sprung for the jar, because it's $16, is everybody kept saying clarified butter, clarified butter, clarified butter. Guess what clarified means, Wendy? It means it's only the fat from the butter. So this contains, the ingredients are fat and beta carotene. That's it. So it's all the flavor of butter, but none of the dairy part of butter. And you know that really awesome popcorn salted butter that's like super buttery smell flavor? That's what it tastes like. I bought this jar last week. Think he's my new boyfriend? He's my new boyfriend, and I love him. He's dairy free. So he is my new substitute for butter because it gives me the butter flavor. I've been putting it in my Bulletproof coffee with coconut oil and then almond milk instead of my heavy whipping cream. And I'm going to tell you what, day one, I was like, you know what, this isn't so bad. I can drink coffee like this. I think I can handle it. Day 2, I was like, well, by day 3, I was like, it ain't cutting it. And I woke up full psychotic. Like, I don't even know what to tell you guys. I was having a rough day on Thursday. By Thursday was the first day that I was like, okay, this is really hard. I literally wanted to get a block of cheese and just eat it off the block. Like, I was starting to get really edgy. I saw a post which is going to lead into what we're talking about next. And I had a fit on Thursday night. Like, I had a fit. I went to bed. I stewed. I woke up in the morning and the dairy took over and I just started to post. I did what I never should have done. And I didn't comment mean things because I'm not a mean person. But I commented on something I would have originally commented on, but I wouldn't have continued. It ended up being a whole day long, like, internet war with somebody, and it was ugly. It was bad. Like, I phoned Wendy, and I was like, okay, so I need to check, like, how much of this is dairy psychotic, and how much of this is I'm actually mad. Because I know I'm actually mad about what I saw. I know I'm actually mad. But how much of this is, and I was a blubbering mess, guys. Like, I was hysterical. There's snot coming out of my face. My guy couldn't even talk to me, and I was like, I just need to know, like, is this all dairy or is this all legitimate? And we figured out it was 70-30. I was 70% mad and 30% dairy psychotic. But man, it got a hold of me and I went off. Like, it has been argument central at my house the last couple days. I've been very pick fighty, and my guy just gets right on that when I'm pick fighty. The other day, to start an argument, he comes in, he goes, "It's all your fault." And so that's very constructive. I would always start conversations that way, job interviews too. We're going to have a lovely conversation, aren't we? You're right, it's all my fault. The universe is going to end, that's my fault too. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I would just say this whole fight is your fault. Would you? Would you say that? Would you stand really close to me and say that again? Because I wouldn't. I wouldn't. And I'll tell you what, I am the nicest lady in the world, but by Thursday, Friday, it was all black is the new orange in here, and I was all, I will cut a bitch. And I won't even feel bad. and it's bad, because I am the nicest person. I am not like that. But I was like, I swear, look at me wrong. Look at me wrong. I will knock you down. I will knock you flat. And I won't even feel bad. And by today, I feel fine.
Very detox. Very, very real. I went through all the same stuff. You know, I was chewing my husband's head off. I was, oh, wow. Like hair trigger? No. Hair trigger isn't fast enough to describe how fast you go off.
Oh, so bad.
Detoxing from dairy.
So bad.
So guys, you know what? I know we talk about going off dairy a lot. It's not actually to punish you. It's actually because dairy is quite inflammatory, and for people who are really sensitive to it. So here's my story. With being sensitive to casomorphoids, it causes microinflammation in the brain.
Yes.
Microinflammation in the brain has been linked to mental illness.
Yes.
I have a bipolar diagnosis. No dairy equals no bipolar. Eat dairy. Dory has seen me after I've eaten dairy. I'm a freaking mess. I'm 24 hours of psychotic bitch from hell.
Yes.
You know, it's like,
I love you.
When this happened to me, I got accidentally daried a couple of weeks ago when I went out for dinner. I didn't know that the keg cooks their steaks in butter.
Yes.
Oops.
Because you wouldn't think, right?
No. And you know what? You never even think about saying, hey, what do you cook your steaks in? Because, like, hi, put it on a grill, like you're putting butter on it too. I didn't even know. So, you know, the next morning I woke up, I felt it just like, as soon as I woke up, it was like, wham, and I went, oh no. And then as soon as I'd open up my mouth to talk to my husband, the bitch from hell would jump all over him.
The old me.
And then we'd have in a big fight, and then I would start to cry and go, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I can't help it, oh my God, I hate this, oh my God, I got dairy, I'm so sorry, oh my God, I'm so sorry, oh my God, my poor husband. It's 24 hours if I get dairy, and I'm talking about the equivalent of a half a teaspoon.
Yeah.
Nothing. The tiniest bit of dairy can set me off. So I avoid it like the plague, and being accidentally dairy turns me into this hell on wheels that you do not want to be involved with. But my husband had chronic sinus conditions, and after he ate that meal at the keg, the first thing that happens to him is he fills up with mucus, he fills up with phlegm within 30 minutes of eating any dairy product. And next thing I know, he's spitting like mad because he's got to get this phlegm out of him. And for him, it's 24 hours of spitting like crazy, which is really
super
attractive.
sexy.
Like, come here, kiss me, babe.
Do you know what?
Okay.
Between his and your, it's sexy time. Just say it.
Yeah. Hey, babe, come here, kiss me. No. It's all good.
Oh, and you know, it's the same if I eat carbs or sugar, to be honest with you. Like, and it's funny because the strides that I've made, you know, how much better I feel, the lessening of my depression, my anxiety, all of those things, they come rushing back. Like, if I carb myself, if I sugar myself, I get a visit from the old me, and guess what? Even I don't like her. We would not be friends. Like, the old me, not a nice girl. She is not. She's not pleasant. She's not positive, and she is not fun. And she comes right back, and I'm like, I don't like you, girl. You ain't that much fun. You ain't nothing. Go away.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens to me. Is this crazy woman comes back, and I'm like, oh hell no, we are not doing this, because tell you, it took a really long time for me to get my mental health back. Compliments of, you know, our food pyramid. Thank you so much. And I am not about to risk it. Yeah. Not ever. And you know what? Going through that dairy detox every single time, it really, really sucks. And, you know, you feel bloaty and your joints all hurt. And, you know, I'm sorry, but I don't want to feel like that. So I'm just not going to eat it. Now, there are people who can eat dairy, no problem. And please, for you people, please don't take us personally.
Eat it.
We're
Love
just letting you know that this is a real thing that people do go through. And, you know, you might get off dairy and realize that, you know, it's not making any changes for you, but it might shift your weight because it can really stall.
Yeah.
It can really stall you.
And you know what?
Because you're overeating the fats, right? Because, I mean, cheese is so easy to eat that you're eating way too many fats, you're eating extra carbs, you're eating all those things. So, you know, it's about eating cheese in moderation. If you ever heard that keto is all about eating all the cheese you want, you heard wrong.
You heard wrong. Well, and also you're going to notice when you start a ketogenic diet and you start paying attention to what goes in your body, you're going to notice things that you react to that you never noticed before. And to be honest with you, I knew that I kind of had to do this with dairy, but I've been putting it off because I didn't want to. But with my peanut thing, I had to cut that out right away. I made myself so sick on peanuts, and I never knew I had any of these issues before. I never knew carbs were a problem for me. I never knew sugar was a problem for me. I ate everything out of a can or out of a box, and I never looked at a label. But I was sick every day. But I was sick every day, so I didn't know what I was eating that made me sick. Now I know. I'm a detective. I'm a food detective. If I feel off, I know. I'm like, oh, what did I eat? And I retrace my food. Where did I go? What did I eat? Did I accidentally take a bite off of somebody's plate and stick it in my face and not realize? And then it'll hit me like 1,000, you know, bing, 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 bing. Oh yeah, now I know what I did. But before, girl, I never could have told you. I had irritable bowel. I had stomach problems. I was sick every day. I had headaches every day. But I never could tell you why. Now I know.
Yeah, you and me both. So Jenny's saying, so I have a ton of weight to lose. Should I not be having a lot of fat? No, that's not right. Don't listen to fat as a lever, okay? Yeah. You need fat for fuel. Yeah. When you do your macros, you want your fat to be at least twice as high as your protein, if not 3 times as high. Yes. You want your fat up there. Your body needs the fat to burn the fuel that's there. And let me tell you, people are going to say to you, no, you've got lots of fat on your booty. You can, you know, eat less fat and you're going to be fine. Sure, you can do that. But you're going to mess up your metabolism. And you're going to mess up your hormones. You're going to mess up all kinds of things. And trust me, I already did the fat as a lever. Eat your fat. Your body will thank you. Your hormones will thank you. The more you eat, the better you will feel. The more mental clarity you will have. And I'm not saying eat to excess. I'm saying eat 2 grams or 3 grams of fat per every gram of protein. Yes. Keep your protein moderate between 50 to 65 grams. Double to triple your protein. 20 net carbs. Yes. And you will be golden.
And I'll tell you guys, I was fat resistant. I didn't want to add the fat. I was all dory about it, and I was like, well, you know, this diet thing seems like it makes sense, but, you know, not the extra fat, though, not for me. I'll do, like, a lower fat version, and I tried that. I tried that for 5 whole months, because I'm stubborn. Because I don't just, you know, do something one time and be like, oh, that didn't work. I did it for 5 whole months, and I starved. I was hungry, first of all. I was never satisfied. I was always hungry, and guess what else happened? I lost this much weight. Like, this much. And when I finally found a group, because that's when I found my first group, and they said, trust the process, eat your fats. I was like, yeah, whatever. And then another person said it, and then 20 people said it, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll trust the process. I'll eat my fats. I upped my fats, and guess what? I no longer had to focus on losing weight. It just happened by itself then. In spread out patterns, I don't want to dislude people. Like, literally, it would be like 3 months, 2 months, and then I'd lose 2 pounds, 10 pounds. And then it'd be another 3 months, and I'd lose 5 pounds. And then 2 months, and I'd lose another 5 pounds. But I stopped focusing on it, and it just started happening. When I was eating what I needed to eat, I had to feed the fat. You have to eat the fat. Have to, sorry.
The thing is that this diet was created by doctors, and it actually was created at 4 grams of fat for 1 gram of protein. Yes. So that it helped people with epilepsy that was uncontrolled. It helped people with diabetes before the advent of insulin.
Yes.
So it would be very, very high fat diet. It's 80% fat as opposed to the 70 that we tell you to eat at, okay? So now I see that Jenny's saying that this is where you're confused with Bulletproof.
Yes.
So here's the thing, Jenny. The easiest way to do this is whatever you're cooking, figure out what your fat is going to be with it, right? And you're going to want like 2 tablespoons every time you're cooking. So you're going to put, you're going to cook meat, you're going to put fat in there. You're going to cook vegetables, you're going to put fat in there, right? You're going to eat an avocado because it's full of good fat and it's full of good potassium and it's got some carbs in it and it's just really super good for you. And if you can't figure that out, throw it in a smoothie because some people just don't like it.
Yeah.
So find a way to get the avocado in. It's the best fat for you. Trust me, my body is just like, every day when I eat an avocado. If I don't eat one, I know I haven't eaten one. Try and get your fats from actual fat sources instead of drinking it. Get your nutrient from nutrient-dense food, not from your coffee cup.
Yes.
And your body will thank you because you need the actual food, nutrient-dense calories to carry you properly.
Yes.
Fat is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but you've got to have the protein. And for those of you out there that are like, oh, well, I don't know about this whole, not eating carbs thing. Can I just please clarify, because I saw this in a group again tonight, where your body needs carbs. Your body does not need carbs.
No, there's no essential carbs.
Your body does not need carbs. Now, that being said, there are some people who do need low-grade amounts of carbs because their brain just doesn't function properly without it.
But
that's
veggies,
different.
that doesn't
but there are no such thing, excuse me, there's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. There are essential proteins, there are essential fats, but there are no essential carbohydrates. Your body produces what it needs. So if your brain needs sugar, your body goes through gluconeogenesis and it produces the sugar that you need from protein. So don't worry about the carbohydrates.
Yes. And while we're taking a quick pause, I'll mention low carb and ketogenic are not the same thing, because I saw this in a group the other day. Somebody posted some low carb keto wraps, like low carb wraps, and said, are these keto friendly? And the answer in the group was, oh yeah, sure, as long as they're under your 20 net carbs a day, they're keto. That's not true. They're low carb, and if you choose to eat them, you can, but based on ingredients, ingredient number 1 was whole wheat flour, cornstarch. So they're low carb, but they're not keto. Even if they fit into your 20 grams of carbs all day long, they're not ketogenic based on ingredients. Fathead dough is ketogenic, same amount of carbs, not the same thing. But the comment was, it's exactly the same. It's the same amount of carbs as fathead, so it's keto. So we need to kind of talk about that. Low carb and ketogenic, not the same thing.
The difference between low carb and keto absolutely comes down to your ingredients. It's all about ingredients. Because you know what? If you're going to eat that 1 carb wrap, that goes into, if it fits your macros, or dirty keto.
Yes.
Okay? So that is where that terminology comes from, is, oh, well, this low carb wrap is only 1, so it fits my macros. But that doesn't fit what ketogenic actually means. Ketogenic means eating foods that are keeping your insulin levels low, that are keeping your blood sugars low, that when you eat, you're not getting huge insulin spikes. Whole wheat is going to cause you to have an insulin spike.
Do you want to know her answer? Because you're going to love this one. You're going to love it. Because I could tell she already knows everything about everything, because her answer was this. If I eat it and I stay in ketosis, that makes it ketogenic. Technically, it's keto because I can eat it and I'm still in ketosis. And I was like, wow. That's it. This is all I've got. That's it.
Queen wave.
Queen wave, darling. Queen wave. That's it. Because what else do you say, right? Like, I get that theory. You know what? I ate it. I'm in ketosis. Guess what? You could eat a donut and still luck out and be in ketosis depending on how much sugar. That doesn't make donuts keto. Right? You can make keto donuts. I do. But just staying in ketosis doesn't mean...
You can make all kinds of things that are keto-friendly, but they may not be 100% keto. I mean,
yes.
Like, let's face it. For convenience sake, and in Canada, we have a really hard time getting really clean products. So, for
almost
example,
impossible.
I'm going to do a whole tutorial on this one because I took all the pictures at the grocery store about mayonnaise.
Oh, I can't get the good
pictures
kind.
of the labels of about 6 different mayonnaises. You wouldn't believe what's actually in them.
It's terrible.
But I still buy like Hellmann's mayonnaise, even though the first ingredient is canola. That is if it fits your macros. That is not keto.
Yes.
But because, I'm not eating canola based mayonnaise by, the spoonful all day long, I'm not terribly worried about the amount of canola that's in there that's going to cause inflammation. It doesn't seem to bother me. So that's where people with, if it fits your macros, say, well, but it doesn't bother me. It keeps me in ketosis. I don't care whether I'm in ketosis or not. I'm fat adapted. I'm good. Thanks. Yeah. But yeah, you really, really, really need to be very considerate because you have to remember this diet was formulated by doctors. So they made those ingredients be the ingredients that are ketogenic, right?
Well,
they are the ones that decided that these are the ones that are low on the glycemic index. These are the ones that are not going to affect your insulin. These are the ones that are going to keep everything at a nice level baseline for you so that your body can heal and have its hormones all in balance. When you start throwing things in under the if it fits your macros, you throw that out of whack. It doesn't matter if you stay in ketosis, you're still throwing things out of whack. And over the course of time, it's the cumulative effect. Exactly the same as the cumulative effect of eating better foods, right?
Yes.
So you have to consider the long-term effect of those ingredients as well.
Well, and the truth of it is it doesn't all matter to you in the beginning either. The more you eat healthy, the more it matters to you. You might seek out, in the beginning, you might be like, you know what, Diet Coke is okay for me. I can drink Diet Coke. And you'll drink that for a while. And then you're like, well, you know what, Diet Coke isn't really all that good. I'm going to look for a stevia pop. And then you're going to be like, well, you know what, I don't really need pop all that much. I'm going to get sparkling water and I'm going to put my own flavor in it. Because it was a progression like that for me as well. Not everything matters in the beginning. Some things matter more later down the road as you notice things bother you or they don't. Not everything matters at once, and it doesn't have to either. And we're not purists. I'm not a keto Nazi by any mean. I believe in good, better, and best. There's a good option, which is better than Cheetos. There's, a better option, which is a healthier version. And then there's your best option. And as long as you're not eating the worst option, better is better, right? A good option is, cheap regular butter. A better option is grass-fed butter. A more expensive option is. But in that, there's always, right? There's cheap meat, there's better meat, there's best meat. But as long as you're not eating, McDonald's and Cheetos, you won. You didn't eat a Snickers today. You didn't come home and eat a whole bag of Cheetos. You won. You might not do keto perfect today, but you made a better choice. And tomorrow you're going to learn more. Because guess what? It's only been just over a year for me. And I decided tomorrow is Transformation Tuesday. And I'm going to show not only some pictures of what I looked like, but some pictures of what my food looked like 6 months ago. And the difference in that. And not only that, my very first video, which was exactly 6 months ago, where I spent 1 minute and 23 seconds telling people if they didn't know very much about ketogenic diet, I was going to teach them. So, 6 months ago, I was mispronouncing all over the place, and look at me now. So, it's so cute, guys. It's terrible. It took me 20 takes. It's 1 minute and 23 seconds. I'm as nervous can be, and it was terrible. People should not see it. I probably should erase it, but it's so cute. And I'm like, oh, look at you, clueless girl. Oh, why would anybody listen to you? And it's cute, though, because I think I learned online. Nobody spoke ketogenic diet to me out loud. it was all theory. It was online. I learned online. Mr. Google was my best teacher, and I've learned from you, I've learned from Nancy, I've learned from Dr. Ken. Every day I learn, and I'm shocked by the knowledge that I've managed to amass in 6 months. But 6 months ago, I was some shy girl saying, hi, I want to have a YouTube channel, and I don't know how to say keto diet right. I'm Dory. So, 6 months. In 6 months, you won't even recognize who you are.
I promise you guys, in 6 months, you're not going to recognize me and Dory in this little show that we've already started here. It's going to be something like you're just not going to believe it, because I can already feel it. We are we got big things coming for you guys. So finally, the last thing we wanted to talk about tonight, because we are all really guilty of this, and actually I'm so guilty of it that I actually blasted it all over Facebook, is we're guilty of body shaming. We do not speak kindly to ourselves about our bodies, no matter what state we're in. I did a before and after shot of myself tonight, because Dory's cookbook is coming out, and she kindly gave me a voice in her cookbook before her dairy-free section to kind of lead into the dairy-free section. And I wanted to take a picture of myself today to put with my before picture to put into this blurb. And so I took these pictures, and man, oh man, you know what I get? Did you guys, the first thing, now, I'm a mindset coach. Any of you that follow me, you know that I'm all over you about getting your head on right. Dory has spent months working with me on getting her head right. Okay?
Yes.
Her surprising groundedness now doesn't come out of magic. It comes from this magic right here.
It is magic.
But anyway, where was I going with that?
I don't know. If you wink, it'll help you remember, though. That's my trick.
Where the hell was I going with that? Mindset. Oh, mindset. Yeah, so I'm a mindset coach, and I took these before and after pictures today, and the first thing I did was look at my after pictures and go, oh my god, look how big my love handles are. Holy crap. Am I looking at how tiny my waist is? No. Am I looking at how close my arms are to my body?
No.
I'm looking at the size of my ass, which is officially like half the size of where it used to be. Because you can look at those pictures and see my ass is half the size of what it used to be. But it's not where I want it to be. So the first thing I did was eagle-eye these pictures to see all the things that were wrong.
Yep.
We need to stop doing that, you guys. So then I stopped and I made a post on Facebook, and I said, no. I said, look how close my arms are to my body.
Yep.
Look how much smaller my belly is. Look at how I don't have all the rolls of back fat. Look at the size of my butt going from a triangle to, more of a bubble butt right now, but it's curvy, at least in a way it's supposed to be, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. My boobs. Okay, I'm going to do some rude here, ladies, but my boobs, this is what happens when you grab them. They sit flat like pancakes. Do you see that? This is flat like a pancake. My poor boobs have taken a shit kicking in this. But you know what? My nipples haven't fallen off. My husband still likes to grab them. There's nothing wrong with these. Okay? Not to mention, they nursed the babies. They carried 275 pounds. They had an extra 6 inches on them. So you know what? Am I shaming these? No. Should I? Shaming my ass? No. So I posted it all over the internet to let everybody know that even I slide and say the wrong things and look at myself the wrong way instead of looking at all the things I've accomplished. And even earlier today, I said to my husband, I said, I will take all these saggy, baggy parts and I will love them to bits, because it's sure as hell better than the way I felt when I was 275 pounds and sitting here with my lap coming out this far, in my stomach coming this far out into my lap. I didn't even have room on my own lap for stuff. My dinner plate used to sit right here because, I had enough belly. I had the belly shelf. Because Dawn and I are only 15 pounds different in how big we got. So we had the belly shelf where you can really shovel the food in fast, ladies. You want to talk about shame? Put a plate on your belly and shovel it in. That's shame. This is not shame. Love handles are not shame.
Yeah, and you know what?
Juggling it in from your belly because it's so much nicer to have a belly there to put your plate on. Yeah, you need to get your head on right when you're doing that stuff.
Well, and it's not just you. So the other day, about a week or so ago, Wendy and I were chatting online, and she took just a couple of screenshots for me as we were talking, because I was wearing a hoodie that was really honestly quite a bit too big for me. So she took a couple screenshots for me. And these are the ones that she took. So this is the front, this is the back, this is the side. Now, I went to go take some screenshots from my videos in November. Oh, God, help me, because I haven't posted these yet. And as soon as I looked at them, I went, oh, my God, that was only November. Look how fat I look. I hate that. I hate that. Look at all my back rolls. Look at my stomach. And I thought, oh, I don't even want to post that. I don't even want to. Like, look at every single roll all the way down my back. And I thought, you know what, but though, that is me from November, and look at my back now. So that's only November. That's only 6 months. But even when I look back 6 months, I think, oh, I hate myself. I hate myself, and I have to stop doing that, because you know what? I have pictures to find where I weighed 290 pounds, and I have to learn to love myself in those pictures. I came across my ones when I lost my first 30 pounds, and it only came from my head, and I looked like a shrunken head person. I'm going to have to love those pictures one day. Like, it's a sea of, wow, when did I look like that? How did I get to look like that? And from month to month, even when I look back 6 months now, I'm horrified.
You want to see horrified? This, when I saw it again, made me cry because it made me realize how sick I was. This was me.
Yep.
This is my health card. This was me in July of 2015. Equally as bad, this picture was taken for my driver's license in 2015 in, I believe it was April. I don't care anymore. But anyway, same deal. This woman was sick as a dog. Broken, sick, fat. This was me. I will even take off my glasses so that you can see. This was me. I see these pictures right now. When I see old pictures of myself, all I can do is cry.
Yep.
Because so much life was stolen from me, hiding inside that fat suit, and I have to deal with that. That's a lot of grieving. That's a lot of life that I can't get back and can only move forward from here. But shaming this, shaming my accomplishments, that's not happening anymore. Because this body has gone through an amazing transformation in the last year and a half, and it deserves every bit of celebrating that I can give it. And so what if I still have love handles? You know what? That's what I say to that.
That's what I say to that.
Because I have all kinds of class. Can I just say I'm real classy?
I'm really classy. And I'm going to say, so my guy found this gem on his phone today, and it horrified me. I didn't want to show it to anybody. This is my birthday. So this was my birthday in 2016, and in this picture, I was 180 pounds. And
now you're 100 and...
well, technically I'm 154, but I'm still calling it 145 because my scale said I gained weight, and I don't believe it.
So that's okay. Once the dairy comes out of your system, it should all fall off anyway.
So, but yeah, right now I'm 154, and that's the biggest difference I've noticed with the ketogenic diet is when I was losing weight before, my body didn't shape. My body didn't change shape. I still had my stomach tire. I still had I didn't have any of this. I didn't have any curve. I didn't have any shape. I didn't have any of these things. So definitely I find the keto with the intermittent fasting really helps with the body shaping and the pulling in of the skin. Like huge.
And I've really noticed too, I did a side-by-side, if anyone goes looking on Facebook or Instagram, did a side-by-side of me 10 days apart, and you can really see how the Butts and Guts challenge is starting to make my body shape and morph, and keto is working its magic. And so I've gone from, curvy like this to lumps and bumps again, because you can really see how it's all reshaping you. It's really quite fascinating.
Well, and it is, because one day you'll be all like lumpy and bumpy and weird, and then 2 days later you'll be like, oh, that lumpy, bumpy part disappeared. And for me, I have the beauteous extra tip of getting itchy. So when I get crazy itchy, like I'll get itchy here, or I'll get itchy here, it'll get hot, it'll get itchy, and then days later I'll get a whoosh from there. And all of a sudden a little bulge is gone, a pocket is gone. All of a sudden you've got a new curve where you didn't before, and that just begins to happen. And now that I'm paying more attention to my body and less attention to the number on the scale, I notice it more. Because before, I was so focused on that number that I didn't even care what my body was doing. I was like, oh, you know, I'm not losing any weight. I'm down another size. But I didn't lose any weight. I couldn't celebrate that I was down another size because the scale didn't move. So until I said, you know what, I'm going to be classy too, and until I set it to the scale, I focused on it too much, and I think I was honestly spiking my own cortisol and not losing weight because I was stressing myself out. If you stress about losing weight, guess what you're not going to do? You ain't losing any weight.
And so for those of you that are watching this now or that are watching on the replay, please know that for the month of June, I am running a no-scale challenge. I ran one back in January. It was really fascinating what the end result was. I'm running another one. So we're going to do a no-scale challenge with a string challenge attached to it so that you can still measure your progress without worrying about the scale.
Yep.
I personally am going to do a macro challenge. So anybody that wants to do a no-scale challenge and run a macro challenge with me, you're welcome to join me on the macro challenge, because I don't need the no-scale challenge, because once you do it once, you're kind of broken in the habit.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I'm just going to show them what
is on the no-scale challenge because I can. But I will be doing a macro challenge as well. So anyone that wants to join in, it's KWJ No Scale Challenge Group, and I will be starting that one. It's open now, so if you want to join, it's KWJ No Scale Challenge. Here's Dory showing you the string challenge.
So if you're a Dory and you don't know what a string challenge is, because the first time Wendy posted it, I was like, oh, string challenge, that's really cool. And I didn't want to be a wiener and be like, what's a string challenge? So I just pretended like I knew. I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I totally know what you're talking about. Not even at all. So
this is a string challenge here. Can you see that?
Yes.
See those strings on the wall? So this is 5 weeks of string challenge. So for me, I don't know if you can, how well you can see. There we go. Okay, so this is where I started the first week that I did the string challenge. Then I lost a bunch, so I had a whoosh. And then I stayed the same. And this long one here, on week 5, what happened there was I ended up with a viral infection. And when I ended up with the viral infection, I ended up putting on 7 pounds of water weight. And it came on overnight. So I went from, 190, 197 overnight. My fingers were all swollen. My rings were all swollen on my hands. It was like, and I just did not feel good. And it took a bit for that weight to come off. But it literally was water weight due to inflammation. Inflammation, guys, just so that you know, inflammation is actually a normal process in the body. When we talk about inflammation in terms of keto and people having inflammation, it's because the inflammatory process, something's gone wrong, it hasn't turned off, now you have inflammation going all the time. Normally the body turns on inflammation to elicit a healing response, and then it turns off. But when you're eating carbs and sugar and all your mechanisms are all messed up, all of a sudden that inflammation turns on, and then it can't turn off. So that's what the difference is. It's actually a normal mechanism. So when I got sick, it turned on inflammation. I put on water weight, but let me tell you, I peed like mad. Within 2 days, all that water weight was gone again. So, that's what you just have to look forward to.
Yes.
But so Dory only has a carpenter's measuring tape. So when we started the Guts and Butts challenge this month, when we started the Guts and Butts challenge this month, Dory measured all of her important parts so that at the end of the month she can, because that's really
She said it wasn't a good way to measure myself, guys. I don't know if I believe that. Whatever. Psh. You and your fancy measuring fangled things.
Sorry?
Said you and your fancy measuring fangled things.
That's right. I have all kinds of them. But so Dory has Dory's measured herself at the beginning of the month. At the end of the month, she'll measure herself again with the strings to see what her difference is from the Butts and Guts challenge. So for any of you wanting to follow the No Scale challenge, we'll do a string challenge just like that one. And any of you that want to really tighten it up and follow, really strict keto and do your macros for a month, I'm going to be doing that as well.
Yes. And actually, on the results note too, my son started ketogenic diet, and he started an exercise challenge the same week we did. He tells me at the end of his 2 months he's going to let me post his pictures, and I'm going to tell you guys, because he's 20 and because he's male, he's going to tick you off. Just saying. I'm already ticked off at him. I was like 2.5 weeks in. He's like, I weighed myself. I'm like, oh, how'd you do? He tells me, and I'm like, Twitch. I love you. Get away from me very, very fast. Because 2.5 weeks in, he's down 25 pounds. And I was like, you better run from me. You better run from me. I know where you sleep. And only because he's 20 and because he's male, right? Like, thanks. Way to lose weight. It took me like almost a year to lose that much weight. You're awesome, kid. I love you. Run from me. Run.
So on that happy note, I have one more thing to read to you guys, and then I think we're done for tonight. So I'm going to read you another meme that came up on my Facebook newsfeed today that we felt that was really appropriate for tonight.
Yes.
Stop apologizing. You don't have to say sorry for how you laugh, how you dress, how you make your hair, how you speak. You don't have to be sorry for being yourself. Do it fearlessly. It's time to accept. This is you, and you got to spend the rest of your life with you. So start loving your sarcasm. Excuse me.
Wow.
Your awkwardness, your weirdness, your unique sense of humor, your everything. It will make your life so much easier simply to be yourself. And that is the truth. So just accept yourself, warts and all, because you know what? Not one of us is perfect. We all have our faults. We all have our stuff that we don't like. But you know what? The stuff we don't like and the faults we have, we can always change them. Because we have the power to do that. If we don't like something, we can change it. So if you don't like something, change it. But don't beat yourself up over it, because it's just wasted energy.
Well, and we benefit nothing, like this much, by beating ourselves up. And I'm going to say this, you know what? We were big girls. We were experts at beating ourselves up and judging ourselves. I already have 30 good years of experience of beating myself up and judging myself. And you know what? It extends. You stop only judging you and start judging, the people who would be your friends and the people who would date you and the people who would hang around with you. So let's just stop. Let's stop with not judging ourselves, not judging the people who accept us for how we are, and just saying, you know what, it is what it is. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it anyways, just because. So when I went to go get ready to do my live today, I was like, you know what, I really love this shirt, but I really, really hate the sleeves because I get obsessive. And I was like, every time I reach for something, I'm going to hate myself. So I will hate watching this video, just so you know, I will. But you know what, it is what it is. That's what my arms look like, and they're ugly. That's part of my beauty.
No. Excuse me. Do you not lean on those arms when you do your planks?
I do, and they didn't let me down one time.
You do, and they're attached to your body, are they not?
Yes.
And do they put food in your mouth when you lift them up and you put food in your mouth? Do your arms do that for you?
They do.
And do they let you create all kinds of beautiful things in your kitchen?
Do you know what? They let me give the best hugs ever. And I've been told, just saying, putting it out there officially, I give the best hugs ever. One day you'll get one and you'll know.
Yeah, next month.
Next month, woo! I'm so excited. But you know what? I say that too. Like, let's stop doing this. Do I really care if anybody looks at my arms? And nobody's looking at them like I am anyways. I don't see other people walking down the street and go, oh my God, why is she sticking that out? My eyeballs have been assaulted. I never do. I swear to God, I never do. But I think it myself when I look in the mirror and I think, oh God, I better cover that up. I'm going to scare small children with that.
Yes, you know what? When I was shopping last week, I went to the store to get a few things for the summer. And I found this really cute little pair of shorts, right? So I put them on, and they come here. And And wow, all the things that were showing on my thighs, and I'm looking in the mirror, I'm horrified by what I'm seeing in the mirror. My husband's like, wow, those look really cute on you. I'm
those
like,
look really cute.
No,
what?
I can't show this shit off. There's no way I can show this off. I have to get longer shorts. So I'm still struggling. And you know what? And here's the other thing. Just can I just say this really quick before we go?
Oh wait, we have 10 seconds. 8 seconds. Go.
8 seconds.
I mean, we're done. Oh my God, I love it.